everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. It's another week. It's another show. It's Marc and Bryon here with you to talk about all the stuff that's happened over this past week and so much more. But first, as always, we're coming up on the month of June, Bryon. What's at the end of June?
The end of June is East of the River Comic Book and Collectible Toy Show.
Yes.
It's Enfield, Connecticut, on Route 5.
The American Legion.
American Legion.
Right next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
Across from the Enfield Produce.
Yes. You can get fresh produce, a Dunkin' Donut, and a comic book. Yeah.
Or a toy of some sort.
Yeah. 2 floors.
One-stop shop.
9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At the show, you will find comics, toys, collectibles, cards, video games, local artists, and much, much more. And I will have a fresh bin of old D&D stuff.
And I will have a bunch of stuff I'm giving away. Not giving away. I'm selling it.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels and more.
Nice. This show, I want this show to be as big or bigger than the last one we had.
Yeah.
I've already plastered flyers everywhere. I'm still plastering flyers.
Nice.
And I think this is going to be a good one. I acquired a bunch of old D&D stuff again.
Yes.
So it's going to go quick.
Yeah.
The last time I had this was last year, and by wintertime, it was gone.
Yeah.
So get it while the getting's good. I also acquired a bunch of anime stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I will have some of the anime stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a lot more of the anime stuff to the Manchester show.
Yes.
Because Manchester has a lot of kids who love
Yeah.
anime.
And that's like the week after?
No, that's the last Sunday in July.
Ah. I saw that flyer come up too, so that's
Yes.
what made me think about
We'll
it.
start talking about that once
After this
one.
That makes sense.
So we have a show in June. We have a show in July.
Sounds good.
And then we have a couple months off, and the next big show would be Enfield in October.
Yeah.
And then we start all over again.
Yeah. But in between there, Cliff will be doing his show in Plainville, which we throw in
Yes.
as we go along. I think
Yeah.
we'll do
And there has,
not August, but we'll do one in September because August is Terrificon.
Yes. So, like, Cliff usually does the big hotel show near the end of the year. So,
Yeah.
doing one of those
So that'd be
again.
probably November.
Yeah,
End of November.
Yeah. But yeah, Terrificon,
Yeah.
which they got a lot of big celebrities this year.
They do.
I kept telling Allison, I'm like, I haven't been to one.
Yeah,
Maybe I
we
should
could go.
check it out.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, there's
you
going to
want.
be some interesting folks.
Yeah.
Well, that is August 18th, that
Something
weekend.
Like that. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So maybe.
Terrificon?
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Terrificon is, I think, 17th and 18th of August.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll check, though.
Thanks for your random
Thank
throw
you.
in. That.
Well, I go there.
He's a seducer producer.
I know.
That's also the one I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
know.
Josh.
Yeah.
He's the
Well,
guy.
don't jump in if you don't have the actual information. Don't just guess. Like you have the option to look it up first and then.
He
throw
did.
It.
I thought he did.
No, he just said I think it is.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. I have to check.
Yeah.
All
So-
right. New rule, Josh. If we're not sure about something, you just look it up and give us the facts.
Yeah.
But I wanted to jump in because I wanted to make sure I had time to look it up.
Oh, so you're making us stretch for time.
So
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
he's trying to be producery,
he's seducing.
Right, yes.
He's
That's what I'm
seducing.
seducing the time.
He's
is what he's doing.
seducing. He's a seducer producer.
16th, 17th, and 18th.
Ah, look at that.
You're the man. Thank you.
Wow.
Because I didn't want you to move on to something else while I was looking it up.
Gotcha.
Oh, well, you
Gotcha.
could have just said, hey, I'm looking up the information. Hold on a second. And that would have been exactly the same thing.
Nah.
Just saying.
All right, logistics.
But this makes it look like I know what I'm doing.
We're working
I want
things
to know
out.
what I'm doing.
You don't.
Anyway,
No.
a lot of good stuff. A lot of
Yes.
things are happening. Mark, I know this weekend was it was holiday weekend, 3-day weekend.
It's been a month.
It's been a month.
I can't wait for it to be over with.
Yes, June is going to slow down, I hope.
I'm hoping so, because this month has been nonstop. We did the lights over in the studio.
Yes.
We had the big corporate video here last week that we did. And this week, this is the only day I'm actually in the office because we were off yesterday for the holiday.
Yeah.
And then I'm off on a team building offsite the rest of the week
Oh,
in Newport.
Wow.
So it's going to be, I'm exhausted.
you're ready for a weekend to do nothing.
Listen, and this weekend, they figure holiday weekend, I wouldn't have anything to do. But no, it was nonstop.
Yeah,
So,
D&D.
yeah, went and saw Furiosa on Friday with Claire.
I'm seeing that Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm
it was
so
I won't
excited.
say anything then because I don't want to ruin it for you.
Don't say. I'm hyped. I'm very hyped.
Yeah. So were we.
So were we. Well, everybody online.
Well, we were hyped for it.
Everybody said
And we
it's
got-
as
it was-
good. It's as enjoyable as the last one. But
Well, I don't know about that, but it's not as good as Fury Road.
I don't think anything will
Yeah,
be.
no,
But
it was all right. It was
yeah,
good.
All right.
We
Yeah.
saw it in the XD, which was intense.
How about this? We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
And we'll give a review because I'm going to see it Thursday.
Yeah,
Our next
we can
site,
talk about it
we'll
next
do a
week.
big movie review.
Yeah, next
Let's
week.
do that. Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah. So then on Saturday we had D&D, which was a good time. Rocky hosted
Nice.
at his new place
Yeah.
in those apartments in Suffield, which are right over the bridge, which I've never been back there before and always wondered what was back there.
Oh.
So it's just a bunch of like apartments and condos. I think I don't know if it's condos or apartments, one of the two.
That's cool.
But yeah, so nice little place he's got there now with his new girl, Destiny. Almost messed it up, but I caught myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a nice little spot he's got there. So that was fun, hanging out with the guys. You were missed. I said to Claire as I was leaving, I'm like, I want to go, but I'm also not as excited to go because Brian won't be there to distract me and make it interesting because Brian and I aren't as serious about it.
In our little laugh fest
Yeah.
in the corner,
Yeah.
where I giggle about the
Yeah.
stupid things you tell me,
Yeah, exactly.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then Hutzel gets mad because he thinks
Yeah, I
we're
was next to
talking about
Dumond and it wasn't as fun because Dumond doesn't
them. Oh yeah.
kid.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
know.
Bobby was on the other side and it took so I had to reach behind, I'd lean back to talk to Bobby and to get comedy in.
Our side of the table is
Yeah.
the wacky side.
Yeah.
You, me, and Bob.
Yeah.
We kind of have fun.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes like Rocky's serious,
Yeah.
Hutzel's serious, Mike's serious.
Alex is there, but doesn't really remember what's going on.
Alex is
Kinda
in
just,
his own world, but
off
he's
in his
serious.
Own, dimension or whatever he's doing.
But
Yeah, no.
we're
If
the
you were
clown
there,
side.
it'd have been tight because we didn't really. It was a smaller
Really?
setup. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yes. So next time we're thinking of expanding to a second table.
Well, are we going to Hutzel's house next?
Yeah, either place. We're gonna have two tables side by side.
That's a good idea.
Make it more. I don't know if we'll be able to do that at Hutzel's because it's
Yeah.
kind of a tight squeeze down there, but
Yeah. And
he has
I
a bigger
mean,
table. So
Yeah, we'll see how the next one is
Yeah.
again on a holiday weekend.
yes, yes. And then on Sunday we went to visit Claire's dad and her brother, who recently moved from Georgia up here
Oh, nice.
for work. So his family came. So it was the first time Claire's seen them in 12 years.
Oh, wow.
He's been living in Georgia this whole time. So that was cool. We hung out with them and Sarah and Jonas and Emmy. Burgers and dogs. So, which is always I don't know. I have this. I think it's a me thing more than anyone else thing. Because Memorial Day has always been a
Burgers.
Warnock family tradition.
Yes. Yes.
So
I was thinking about that.
when we do anything else with anybody else on Memorial Day, I want to critique without trying to critique.
It's in your
people do
blood.
things?
It's in your blood, Mark.
Well, it's just when people make things, it's you shouldn't do it this way.
Why?
I don't know how to say things to people without being jerky about it. So I'm trying to, so I just don't say anything now. But
This
yeah,
coming from the guy that makes hockey puck burgers.
no, I don't make hockey puck burgers.
The key to how I cook burgers, I think everybody does it differently.
Yeah,
The way I do it, I do 5 to 6 minutes each side. That's it.
yeah.
And you don't some people near the end you squeeze it to get a lot
No,
of
you
juice out.
get all the juice out.
I know. I don't squeeze.
Keep the juice in.
Yeah, I don't squeeze. 6 minutes each side. Cheese for the last minute. That's how I like them. I don't know. That's how
I don't know. I
do
think
it.
it's just I don't like smash burgers. Is what it boils down to.
Smash burger.
Oh yeah, no, smash burgers suck.
What do
Yeah.
you mean smash burgers?
Claire's brother made smash burgers.
Now, what?
It's just you take a hamburger,
Yeah.
and you roll into it like a
Meatball.
Yeah.
then you put it on the grill.
And
Then you
then
take a hammer.
Yeah, you just
And you squash it down to flat.
right.
But you lose all the goodness of
stuff.
the hamburger.
Yeah, you use all the juice.
Yeah.
So then they're dry.
They're not dry. They're just very thin.
I'm not a big fan of the thin burger.
Yeah,
I like the big,
yeah.
the thick
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
With 2 C's.
It was just I don't know. It was a burger to bun ratio situation, which I wasn't
If
a
there's
fan
more
of.
bun to burger, it's not really burger.
It's just yeah.
It's deli meat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree. But everybody likes their burgers.
everyone likes it
from-
different, and you can't tell people how they cook their food.
No. 'Cause
So
that's how they do it.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's move on before you get yourself in trouble.
Yes. So no, I didn't get myself in trouble.
I'm talking about right now.
No, I'm
All
fine.
right. All right.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about anybody. It was great. I appreciated that he cooked and everything.
Okay.
It was fun. It was a nice little breakup in the weekend. It was nice. And then yesterday I just did absolutely nothing. I watched Dune 2 and just wasted 3 hours of my life watching Dune 2.
You didn't like it?
We'll talk about it when we get to that point.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I don't know.
Well, we can give it a rating, and because I've seen it already.
Yeah.
We can give it. We can put it in the old Geekonomics movies of reviews.
Movie generator?
I think we should.
Movie calculator, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tabulator. But yeah, so that was my weekend. That's all I did. Friday, like I said, was Furiosa. So I didn't get to go do Rocky's thing, but I talked to him and told him I wasn't coming. So
Yeah.
you know, you're 40 years old. Why do you throw yourself a graduation party?
Well, you know,
It's whatever.
it is what it is.
No, it's great. I'm proud of him for
Yes.
going back and getting your degree. That's awesome. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to pick on you about it. So, as your friend, that's my job.
I'm gonna put Dune 2 in here so we can.
We didn't throw Hutzel a huge party or anything, did we? When you
Yeah.
graduated,
I think we did.
did we? Oh,
Did we? We had a
was that your
party.
house?
You
You
know?
graduated 3 times, so that's why I would
You had a
remember
party, but you didn't really do anything huge.
for the first one because you
Yeah.
graduated twice, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I mean, how many times can you throw a party for
the
someone?
first one you get a party. The second one you don't get a party.
No, yeah.
So I kind of said to Rocky, like, well, when you get your bachelor's, don't expect us to give you anything. You're not getting.
Yeah. How many?
That's your choice to go back and get another degree.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You really enjoyed his gift.
Yes.
I guess he already had one, but his was
Yes.
older.
Yes,
I guess it was talked about on Friday. I don't know.
we
I
did
wasn't
talk
there,
about it
so.
Friday. We all had, our friend Mike was very nice. He's the one that spearheaded the whole gift thing.
Yeah.
I give him the credit there. That was very nice because honestly, I was a little lost about what to get him because I was like,
I mean, I did tell
well-
everybody my birthday's in September and yours is in June.
Yeah.
So feel free to start collecting for those. Because I mean, why does Rocky get all these special gifts and we get nothing?
I don't want any special gifts.
Well, at
but-
least something nice. Like, I mean, Rocky's gotten a PlayStation 5 and a
mixer, KitchenAid.
KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah.
Our birthdays are we're turning 45. That's a decent sized birthday holiday.
Yeah, it's
like,
a huge birthday.
yeah.
I think everybody.
We should get something
we
nice.
get something, yeah.
At least a nice Lego set of some sort.
I know. Lego said, "Come on, people. What
Yeah.
are you doing?" Yeah.
You know, like for you, that huge Batman art diorama thing.
Yeah, the Batman one.
That'd be a great gift to
Yeah.
give you on your birthday.
Any hints for you, Mark? Oh,
In September, I wouldn't be adverse to, like, something Lego, a nice huge Lego.
we don't know what you don't
like the
have.
Pac-Man Lego would be
Oh,
cool.
There you go.
The arcade game one.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
That'd be cool.
Just throwing it out there.
All right, we're just throwing it out there.
You know what he doesn't have? You just go on his Facebook and see what he's built.
Yeah,
that's true.
exactly. I do post everything I build on Facebook.
That's true.
That's the only reason I know how to buy him something for Christmas one year.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's just two guys throwing out some ideas.
throwing out some ideas.
Throw some ideas out.
To our friends who happen to buy really nice gifts for people
Yeah.
for some reason.
This is
I mean, we're not dating them. I don't know why he keeps getting such nice gifts, but I don't buy that kind of gifts for my person I'm dating or married to, but whatever.
Hey. Well, anyway, I'm glad he liked it.
Yes.
So I did go.
He did also say no more gifts, too. He was like, this is enough, guys. This is like... I was kind of like, that wasn't my idea.
Well-
I was just going to give you a card.
Leading up to that,
With a gift
to the
card in it or
to the
something.
graduation party, I was talking to Alice. I'm like, I don't know what to get Rocky. I'm like, cash is usually what you get people for graduation
For high school.
or graduation or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
cash is usually the gift you give people
Yes.
for this sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
I
you're
was
going
like,
well, in high school especially, because you're going to college.
Right.
Usually, after
yes.
high school.
and
So
you
need the
money. Yeah. And I was just kind of like, but it seems
My uncle gave me
impersonal.
golf clubs
There you go.
for high school.
Yeah.
I still have them. I don't play golf as much as I used to, but I still have them.
Yeah.
I like to. It's just no one else to play with.
But I'm not going to buy Rocky golf clubs.
Well, no, he's not a golfer.
So when Mike said that,
Like a nice
I was
art
like-
set, maybe.
yeah, I was like, thank you. I'm glad because I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
My original idea, and I know Rocky might be watching and listening. My original idea was to put money in one of these cool, they're like puzzle cubes, and you put the money in it, and you cannot get the money without figuring out the puzzle. That's what I wanted to do because I
Glad you didn't do that.
thought Rocky would like that.
That's a terrible idea.
That's a great idea. They're really cool. Like you have to figure out the
Talk about the marble one.
Here's a
They-
gift.
they have-
yeah,
like
there's a
marble in it,
marble
you have
one.
to-
There's
it's
wooden
gold.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to.
Here's a gift of mass aggravation.
yes. That's what I wanted to do.
Here's a panic attack waiting to happen.
But the thing is,
congratulations.
I couldn't find one I liked. So I was
Oh,
like,
well, maybe for your birthday we'll get you
no,
one.
please don't do that. I'll just take a hammer to it.
Get a movie.
Mark.
Yeah, we're putting money in a Rubik's Cube and we're giving it to you.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
can't, until you finish the Rubik's Cube, you can't get the money
See,
out.
that would be cool. Anyway,
As long as you think so.
I'm glad we got him something
We're going
he
to put a
liked
dollar
and
in
he
it,
could
Josh. We're
use.
going to put a dollar in it and just be like, here you go, Brian. Happy birthday.
Daddy's Cakes is
Daddy's Cakes.
Daddy's Cakes
No,
is
you
going to
put-
be the
you-
dream.
You put it in an envelope so he doesn't know what he's getting, but
Yeah.
you say, "Oh, I got you money," and then he opens it, and it's $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I went to Rocky's thing. We had a great time. It was great to see everybody there.
Yeah.
It was kind of like their version of Jimmy's at this
Yeah.
that town.
Yeah, I've been there with Jackie a bunch of times back in the day.
Yeah, outdoors is really nice. I liked
Yeah.
it a lot. Being the sober guy, it was very interesting to see a lot of.
It's always fun.
It is very fun.
Now you know how I feel.
There was a
Felt
guy,
this whole life.
Jeremy, who was basically like the Jack Black of, because he reminded me a lot of Jack Black, and he was he actually knew John, and I
Well,
think
Suffield. So it's all the Suffield people.
yeah, I think they went to high school together. But anyway,
Yeah.
he was really nice. Everybody was really fun and friendly, and I had a good time. And then our
I always
anniversary.
forget Rocky's a Suffield person. That's what throws me off.
Yeah. My 6th-year wedding anniversary was on
Yes.
Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 15 years together and 6 years married. Crazy. Where's the time going? I don't know.
How did she put up with you for that long? We'll never know.
Hey, the
I know
street
you
goes
barely-
both ways.
Mark, you barely did a radio show with him for a couple hours, and
What are you talking about? This 1 hour a week's a lot for me. This
What are you
is like a lot.
talking
I
about?
have to,
You
like-
love it.
This isn't water in this cup, let me tell you.
Oh my God, stop. Anyway, we've been together a lot longer, Mark.
I know.
We've been doing,
I know how else it goes through. That's
we-
what I tell her. It's
we've been
like I
doing
know
stuff
just as much.
together
I
for a
know
long
stuff
time.
you go through. I've known him for a long time. We're
Mark
almost,
and Allison are battle buddies.
we're coming up on, I want to say 22 years maybe.
Yeah, we early 20s. Because
it
Mariah,
2000?
this is how I go by. I think Mariah was like 7,
Well, because we started
When I met
doing
6 or 7.
as Nuntuck would have been 2003, but
It would have to be around 2003.
You would
yeah,
have
'cause
my
2004
sheet
was
from here,
was the thing.
from volunteering
I
here.
want to say that was like 90 something,
That's when I first met you.
99, I think.
Yeah, because you said to me,
I think we started as the Nuntuck show in 2000.
right, this is what you said.
So this is year 23.
I worked at Chi-Chi's. I come into here with my friends, and we want to work on a TV show.
What was it? It was you, the Felds, and Josh Eason.
Eric and a bunch
And
of
Eric.
people. They all
and,
stopped.
Leia.
They all lasted a day.
Yeah.
Nobody except for me.
And Layla.
Maybe Layla. I
Yeah,
don't
Layla
know.
was here. Yeah, I have her form.
So then you said to me, "Oh, you're at his nuts." Like, yeah, and you said, "Well, tell Tom Vesci I want to do."
So tell Tom I said hi because you said you were starting to think about.
No, you said I
getting
want
on
to
the
do a
radio
morning show.
Well, you were thinking about doing a radio show.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to do a morning.
And I said
show
it'd be
or
cool to do a morning show, and you're like, I'd do a morning show.
something. Yeah, and then I talked to Tom. And I said, "Well, he wants to do it, and then I know how to work the equipment."
Yeah.
So and that's literally the first thing, our first conversation.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
23 years
Oh
later.
my Lord! Oh my Lanta!
Yeah. 23 years.
Oh
I've almost known you as long as I've been out of high school.
Yeah.
I just passed 25 years of being out of high school. So literally 2 years after high school, I met you.
Oh my God. We're getting to the point where things are a lot longer.
Al and I were talking about it the other day.
Who?
On Claire's brother went to Fermi.
Oh,
He graduated with you guys, I think.
really?
Alan Wright.
No.
Dan remembered him from at the wedding. Dan said he remembered him from high school.
Oh, well, Dan was 1 year behind me.
Yeah,
that
so I
could
think it
be
was
why.
that group. I think he was in that class or whatever.
For some reason, Dan just goes to all the
All reunions now.
all reunions.
He doesn't like being social and hates people, but he goes to all the reunions. Definitely a
He's
Wilkinson
at
thing.
my reunion. I'm not even there.
Definitely a Wilkinson thing.
And I'm like, Dan,
It's so
why
damn
are you
Wilkinson.
at my reunion?
That's so Wilkinson.
That is. Anyway,
Wait, 97. That's 27 years, Mark.
No, I know. I said
No,
I just passed 2 years ago with my 25th.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah, so I said we've almost
yeah,
because I'm almost up at 25.
I know.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I know. It's
I
nuts.
know. Mariah will be 30 next month in July.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's stop.
Want to feel old?
Yes.
I'm almost 41.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We're gonna be 45 this year.
Next month you'll be 45.
Yeah, I'll be 45.
Before me.
Brian's old.
Brian's
I'm
old. Brian's the old man of the group.
It's funny. I'm not that old. It's only a couple months.
You're older.
Still older. I say it to Claire all the time. She's like, well, I'm only February. I'm like, yeah, but older than me.
That's all that matters.
Older than me.
That's all that matters. So anyway, we had our
I
anniversary.
love being married to an older lady.
Our anniversary, we kind of enjoyed the day on Monday
Nice.
because on Saturday, I said to Allison a week ago, I said, hey, we always go to the Mansfield Drive-In flea market on this weekend because we have Monday off.
Yes.
What if we sold? Instead of going, why don't we sell things? Because
Yeah.
we've done that before in the past.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, interesting, maybe. I was thinking, okay, well, it's our anniversary weekend. Maybe we don't.
It's funny when you talk about her, I hear her voice in my head.
Maybe.
Interesting. Probably not, but maybe. That's all I get.
I know.
I hear the probably not as well. but
I can picture her face
Yeah.
going,
yeah.
no.
Cool,
Hold on.
Brian. Exactly what I do on my anniversary.
That week, she says to me, that might be a good idea. And I said, you sure? And she goes, I'm not going to like getting up early, but
Yeah.
why don't we?
Yeah.
So Saturday, I let Allison sleep in. I watched Backlash, and then not Backlash, King of the Ring. When King of the Ring ended, we started working on getting a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
Because it was all stuff that needed to get done, but
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do it until our June show. So we spent literally from 4 o'clock till 10:30 working on getting stuff together. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then we got up at 5 in the morning Sunday.
Whew.
We left the house at 6.
Yeah.
We got there at 7:15 because we didn't leave the house exactly at 6. But
Yeah.
we got there, we set up, and from 8 in the morning until about 1, crazy bananas
Yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
And then at that place at 1 o'clock, just everything dies.
Yeah.
So we wrapped up and cleaned up, and I think we were home by 3:30.
Nice.
So then we finally got to relax.
Yeah.
So Monday was our day to do nothing.
Yeah.
It was nice.
You did like a nice dinner or nothing?
Yeah, we had a nice dinner. We went out to Collins Creamery.
Nice.
We treated ourselves to one of those big sundaes.
Nice. Aw.
Yeah, it was nice. We
Double Sunday, so you each had one spoon and you had one Sunday.
No, we didn't do that.
Brian started farting. Up,
Yeah, Brian started
took,
tooting.
I took 2 pills. Okay, I'm good. No,
He only farted a little bit.
it was crazy because Monday I was like, wow, we haven't
Yeah.
had a lazy day like this in forever.
Oh, yesterday was great for that because
Yeah.
it was
It
rainy,
was raining.
and gross and humid and disgusting outside, so you weren't going outside.
No,
so.
we haven't had a day like that in such a long
Yeah.
time. It felt great.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So here's the real question. Don't take this the weird way.
what?
How's the new bed working?
Oh, I love the new bed.
Yeah.
The new bed's amazing. You know why? 'Cause
Has it? I'm just saying this because it's on our side of things with the new bed. Has it not like I'm not gonna say like improved the relationship, but like not like in that way, but it's better off because you get good sleeps now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you actually get the sleep,
Yes.
and you're not like waking up in pain
Is it also
and angry.
colder?
It is cooler because it's got the cool
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
technology.
you have the,
Yeah.
But here's where it comes in. Our other bed was so small. I always would wake up, my pillow would be over
Yeah.
her face.
Yeah.
And then if I moved it, it would wake her up.
Yeah.
Or she would wake up with this pillow because
Yeah.
we literally have so much
Stop
space.
suffocating
Yeah.
her, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can toss and turn.
Yeah.
She can toss and turn.
don't
Nobody
even
even,
notice it.
notices it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yesterday we spent half the day watching The Jinx Part 2.
Claire watched that last night. She got at the end of it.
We got the adjustable frame.
Yeah.
So we had it up. You had the pillows.
Yeah.
You're not like your neck is not in a
yeah,
crook.
yeah,
It's adjustable frame is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're loving it.
Good.
It's so nice.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're loving it too.
I am. I love it. It's nice to wake up and not be like in pain.
Yes.
From like the bed not having enough support.
Right.
and-
My side of the bed didn't like
Yeah.
because
And,
the
like-
box spring was bad.
Yeah. No. Exactly. So
Yeah.
and like, If Claire like does a lot of flipping and flopping because of the too warm or allergies bothering her or something,
Right.
I barely even notice it. So I
Yeah.
just sleep right through.
Allison's too hot. I'm too hot. She's too cold. So it's like now.
Yeah, so we're the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm always freezing.
I don't even sleep with a blanket in summertime.
Oh, I sleep with comforter, everything on.
I can't.
I need to be like in a burrito.
Yeah, I can't at all. I wear nothing. I have nothing.
Yeah.
And Allison's all bundled up, and I'm like, it's like 90 degrees. What
Yeah.
are you doing? But
Yeah.
um,
Well, she has the
anyway.
air conditioner going, so it's like.
so do I.
And it's in the room, and she has it set at Arctic blast.
Yep, that's
so-
what I do. That's what I do. Allison
freezing my
hates
ass
it.
off.
She's like, she hates it, and I got
Mark,
I'm like in the house shivering.
Mark freezing his ass off to air conditioning.
Oh, you
No
thought I was bad with
way.
air conditioner?
Come on,
Claire is
man.
worse, man. Let me tell you, it's like I used to joke about our neighbor Frank Musumeci would like
Oh, he already has his on.
release the penguins and bring out the polar bears because he's like ice skating's going on in his house because it's so cold. That's what it's like at our house. It's like
yeah.
68 and it's on full blast.
Yes,
and it's like,
68. That's what I keep that too.
Mark, you
like-
used to be the one that when we put the air conditioning in, we have to get the air conditioning in.
well, putting it in,
We
that's
get
fine.
freezing.
But it's like once you get it in, you don't have to have it that cold. Like I don't mind air conditioning.
Yeah.
But like she's like, oh, we could put the old air conditioner because we got a new one. We got the U-shaped one that fits in the window,
Yeah.
which is awesome, and you can barely hear it going or anything. But she's like, oh, we can take your old one and put it upstairs and that whole thing. I'm like, I'm good. She's like, well, no, it'd make the whole upstairs cooler. I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't need another air conditioner in the house. I don't need my room to be that cold. I can turn the little fan on and
Right.
just circulate the air that's already being blown from the other two air conditioners.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. I'm okay.
That's too
It's
funny.
like I don't need full-on ice capades going on in the house. I'm good. It's totally fine.
That is funny. Anyway, so it was a nice weekend.
Yeah. Good.
We had a great time. It was relaxing Monday, and we made some money. And then I go to the ATM to deposit it last night. Had a fiasco. The ATM just took my money.
Yeah. Well, banks do that.
Yeah, they took it, and they decided not to tell me.
Yeah,
nothing.
you don't get it. You don't get to keep it.
It's our money.
Yeah, it's our money now.
So I had to call and talk to someone this morning, which I was on the phone for about a half an hour. But they
Next
were
thing I
very
gotta figure
nice.
out like how much it was, and
I
the
knew
whole
exactly.
thing, and-
I took a photo. I could tell him the time. I
Yeah.
knew the ATM. The guy was like, fantastic. I'll get credited in my account tomorrow.
Nice.
It wasn't a big deal, but
Yeah,
it just took
that's
forever
good.
to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Tons of prompts, and then you got to wait
Yeah.
20 minutes
Oh
to
yeah.
just talk to a human.
Because usually they're like they do that so that way people that are complaining give up.
Yeah.
So they're like, when they actually get to a human and it's a good thing, and they're like, oh hey, I just like my money wasn't put into my bank account.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no problem.
We did. I did promote East of the River show at Mansfield. I gave out flyers.
Cool.
Fun story. This one guy, he goes, wait, there's a comic book and toy show there? And I go, yeah, we have one 3 times a year. And he goes, I was just at the card show. There was no flyers for this. He's like, I go to the card show all the time, but I didn't know there's a comic and toy show. How long has it been going on? And I go, years?
Years.
And he goes, I've never knew that. He's like, I will go. And I'm like,
Well, there you go. Now you
No
can tell.
cross promotion.
You know who
I
does
got-
it is Cliff. Cliff puts that show on. Just got to give the flyers to
there's
Cliff.
got to be flyers there.
There's got to be
Yeah,
flyers.
you-
He's probably gonna
yeah,
have.
you
He
gotta
probably
put
has
'em
like a
out.
table as you walk in.
Because this guy was like, I had no idea.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
like
toy.
Cliff does like the at his as his shows. He just has a table as you walk in, like Scott
Yeah, yeah,
does.
yeah.
Where you just have flyers for
There's
upcoming
probably,
shows,
That's probably where they are.
and if people just don't stop and look at
Right,
it.
I think that's the main problem is they have it set up, but no one sees it because it's right past where you pay.
Yeah,
So people are just looking to pay and just walking by.
Right,
Yeah.
they're
Whereas
not
at
paying
least if
attention.
someone said, "Hey, other stuff,"
well, that's what when I used to work the door for Cliff, and when I do it for Scott, that's what I do. I'm like, hey, besides, thanks for coming, but here's
Yeah.
your change or whatever, and thanks, here's your ticket or whatever. But here's flyers for other shows that are coming up in the near future.
Right,
You want to check them
right.
out as well.
Well,
I
then,
know.
Like, wasn't there also some
So
that
you
were
at least,
like if you took the card, you got like $1 off or something?
We used to do
sometime?
that at Cliff Show, yeah, if you
And I
brought it
think
in a flyer
that-
from the
so
other
people would
show.
look at it.
right.
So that's like a way of like, he did that for the hotel show. That's how he got the bigger people to show up there. He said if you bring the flyer, you got like a free pass or something.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. But interesting enough, I really pushed the next show. It was a great crowd at Mansfield.
Yeah.
Very busy up until 1 o'clock, and then everybody just
I
disappears.
think this weekend was CliffsCon. Or, yeah, this weekend.
Oh,
So yes, Sunday.
it was Sunday?
It was CliffsCon, yeah. In Plainville.
All right. I watched one show. We
Okay.
watched The Jinx Part 2,
Yes.
which was a continuation of The Jinx that came out back in
Yes.
2015.
Claire was very astonished by the show. She thought it was awesome.
Did she watch the first one? Must have seen the
Yes.
first part.
Yes.
We watched.
She was very interested in it because she was like, "How are they going to do this if he's dead?
well,
Like, how are they going to do a whole series off?"
but it was
him just
leading up,
dying.
leading up to his death. It was
No, I
the
know,
whole
but
trial.
like they already like did the, but like how?
Well, he got arrested at the
interesting
end
and all that
of the
stuff.
first part.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the trial, but then you learn more about his wife,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
You learn more about the players.
Yes.
And basically
the juror from his trial and stuff. I
Yeah.
happened to be in the room during that part. That's the reason why I know what that's
Yeah.
about. But yeah,
We watched the whole thing yesterday. We haven't been watching
Yeah.
a show like this in a long time.
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing. Really enjoyed it. It was weird because all his friends aged, but they look
Mm.
normal. But because he was in jail, he just like his health declined. So
Yeah.
poor. He looked so old and frail
Yeah.
by the end.
yeah,
Also, the funniest part, he would call his friends from jail,
Mm.
and when they go, "This phone call is from," and you go, "Bob."
Yeah.
And so like there was these twin lawyer guys
Yeah.
that helped with the case, and they were talking about how they would listen to these phone calls, and they would all laugh
Yeah.
because he would just go, "Bob."
yeah.
So every time he said it, we laughed because
Yeah.
I was very humorous.
It's always
like-
funny to laugh at a murderer.
Yes. He during the trial, he was like making jokes and
Yeah.
saying things to really, and people on the jury were like, they were like, how can this guy, he's so old and frail, and he's very quick-witted and he's
Yeah.
very charismatic.
Yeah.
And then like when they
It was
started
years ago.
when they started poking holes,
Yeah,
they wore him down. He was on the stand for almost 7 days.
yeah,
And by the 7th day, he was just digging himself a grave.
Yeah.
He was saying things. They're like, "So did you kill her?" No. Would you lie? If I asked you if you killed her? Yes. Like he was just saying stuff
Yeah.
that made no sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was digging himself a grave because he was just
Yeah.
worn down.
yeah.
Clearly he was a killer.
Yes.
Anyway,
He admitted it, so I mean,
yeah, he did admit it.
They gotcha.
He said some things that like, his first girlfriend he killed, his wife girlfriend, he killed her. During this, he actually said the word, I don't know where she's buried. The funny thing is, that was never been talked about. She was missing.
Yeah.
And the fact that he said, I don't know where she's buried
Means
was
that
a
she's
big,
dead.
that
Yeah.
means you buried her somewhere
Yeah.
because nobody's ever said that.
Yeah.
You have never said, nobody's ever indicated she was
Yeah.
buried somewhere.
Yeah.
She was missing.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
After a while, you can't keep it in. Anyway.
Yeah, it was bigger lies and bigger lies and lies.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jinx Part 2,
Yes.
very fascinating. Yeah, and I'm glad Claire watched it. So
Yes.
when we go out to
Yes.
dinner in June, which I hope we do,
Yes.
we could
She's
talk
very
about that.
excited to talk to. And now that she knows Allison's watched it, she'll be texting her probably.
Yeah, it was good.
So
Um,
she'll be looking for something to do this week because I'll be around to talk to about these terrible shows she watches.
terrible. No, you watched Dune 2,
I did.
and I watched Dune 2, so I think we can give it we should give it a grade
Okay.
because we haven't done a lot of movies this year.
Yes.
But I'll let you go first on Dune 2.
Too long.
Okay.
First off, 2 hours and 46 minutes. Really?
The first one was
I know.
about 3 hours.
I know. I don't understand the thing. I understand it, the fact of it was a novel, and you want to kind of stay true to the story.
Yeah.
But some parts like could be updated for nowadays.
Like how? Like what?
It's just I don't know. It just seemed like the storytelling of it is very dry and not informative, and expects you to assume like it assumes you know everything that's going on too much sometimes, and it feels like the storytelling doesn't like divulge stuff like it's supposed to. You're just supposed to know.
Right.
Like, I don't know from the books because I never read the books, nor will I read the books because the movies are so long. I doubt the book's even shorter. So it'd be nice to talk to someone who read the books and see, like, when there's certain things that happen, was there stuff in the book that explains the thought process behind these things? Or did they just, like, or is it just written that way where it's just, he does this. You know, it's
Are
just
you
very.
talking about near the end? Because the end did
Yes.
kind of go quick.
The end got clunky.
The end
Kind of just wrapped it up too quick.
wrapped it up. I agree.
It's like if you had 2 hours and 46 minutes, why did we have all this front-ended stuff of them walking through the desert a lot when we could have and they just magically all of a sudden he just says, "Oh, I know how these people work," and then all of a sudden they're like crack assassins, able to destroy ships, and they have all this artillery because they found
Well, they're stealing it.
they found Josh Brolin, and then all of a sudden they're able to attack everybody and kill everybody.
Yeah. Well, they were.
It's like, oh,
They,
okay.
I mean, they weren't perfect, but they
It's
went.
like there's a MacGuffin. Like, oh, luckily we found Josh Brolin's character that had the news where the atomic bombs are buried.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know. And then the whole thing of come to find out. I mean, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
Spoil it.
Well, I know, just throwing it out there. But come to find out, Paul Atreides is really the grandson of the bad guy that killed his family.
Yeah.
So he basically killed the Skarsgård's character basically killed his grandson-in-law.
And the
So it was
Baron
just
was taken out like a little
Like a punk.
Yeah, he was. I agree.
He was punked out.
They built him up.
And Austin Butler's character was kind of
He was taken out pretty easy too.
well, not really easy, but his character just appears. It's just oh, hey, there's this other guy that's another nephew of Dave Bautista's character.
Right.
That's never mentioned in the first movie. And just all of a sudden appears in this movie.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that he should have made an appearance in the first movie.
There was no I don't know if that was from the book. The book
Yeah,
didn't tell the information correctly.
But
Or whatever. But it just seemed I don't know.
this movie delved into that history of that family more
Yes.
than the first movie.
Yes.
So I get
Yeah.
it. But I kind of
Then
felt like
the
the
whole
Baron
thing
was
with
punked out.
the sisters and the whole sending the girls in to basically have sex with these guys to keep their lineage going.
Right.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It it's one of those movies where you feel like you need to have cliff notes with the movie to understand what's going on.
Want to hear a fun fact? When David Lynch made the original Dune movie,
Yeah.
okay, the entire story of Dune 1 and 2, which you saw,
Yeah.
was condensed in one movie.
Yeah. I remember that.
And when that movie came out, it came with cliff notes.
Yeah.
But the problem with cliff notes in a movie was it's dark. Nobody
You
can
can
read
read
them.
them. Yeah.
And it was a sheet like this.
Yeah.
And it literally was two-sided, and it had what everybody was,
Yeah.
what things meant, definitions.
Yeah.
But the problem is they said that people, and this is back then before cell phones,
Yeah.
people were
Looking at the
I
paper,
can't
trying to
read
read
this
the
in
things
the dark.
and trying
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but this movie definitely was dragged out too much, in my opinion. It was
I kind of feel like it needed more.
it could have been broken up into two movies.
It could have been Dune 2 Part 1 and Part 2.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Because I feel like they tried to push too much into one thing. And I don't know. It seemed like all of these movies, the first one and this one, could have each been broken up into two movies. And released in the same year, but done the old Harry Potter thing where they released one at the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year.
Right.
Kind of situation.
I feel like the first one,
Then
not
the
as
same-
much.
No, but I mean
yeah.
this one for
This
sure.
one
Because
for
it was
sure.
just then it just ends on the weirdest, that weird cliffhanger thing.
Well,
Because then
he's
you
the
read up
Messiah
on
now.
the next one.
he's
Yeah, you read up on the next book and it takes place 12 years later.
yeah.
So it skips over the good part of them going out and fighting people.
So
So I feel like because
his
everyone's
character,
talking about it.
he becomes.
I understand
the Messiah.
that. I read up on the next book.
Yeah.
Which is Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Which takes place 12 years after these stories did.
Yes.
But my thing is, instead of doing that story right away, you have all these characters. Why not just do the in-between story?
I don't know.
Because I'd rather see... Because I read up on that book, and it's just basically political intrigue stuff. A lot of people just talking and debating.
Well, also he
And no
becomes
fighting.
what he didn't. What he
No,
wanted
exactly.
To be.
But I figured I want to see that story. I want to see him becoming that. Because they hint at that all during this movie.
Well, at the end, he has the power,
Well, I know, but they hint at during all of this movie that he's trying to not become that.
and then
Then he becomes it at the end of the movie.
yeah.
But I'd rather see the story of him dealing with becoming that as the next movie instead
Right.
of jumping 12 years ahead to him already have done that.
Okay, I agree.
So that was my other part of it. I was like, oh, well, now I don't really care about this movie now because it really doesn't mean anything because in 12 years, it's going to be, next one's going to be 12 years difference.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not going to have anything to do with,
unfortunately,
and like the whole thing with like Zendaya's character just like walks away.
well, because she's pissed.
Well, I
Because
understand
she
that.
sees him going.
But it ends on her like trying to write a sandworm or writing a sandworm
Well,
or
she's just
something.
right. She's
But like,
she's
how,
like.
what ending is that? That makes no sense.
But did you hear him when he said he's like, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry her.
Well, that was my
just
other thing.
for-"
It's like, why wouldn't, like, that was my other thing of the movie. Like, I don't know if this is from the book either, but why wouldn't he have, like, talked to her beforehand, be like, hey, here's my plan?
Because power's going to his head. That's it.
No, it's just, I feel like it's just, like, bad writing.
Well, no, that's the character, though. The power,
But it's not, though, because he literally says to her beforehand, I'll love you as long as I'm alive.
Yeah.
But then, like, does that thing. So it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
I know.
if you love that
That's
person,
why she's mad.
why wouldn't you just then have just explained to her, like, hey, I have to do this thing?
I agree. Here's
It annoys me the fact, this just goes back to my bigger, like, world issue, like, when people don't communicate in relationships. And I feel like this movie, like, exasperated it for me.
yeah.
Of, I don't know, I've only been married for 5 years. You've been married for 6 years.
Yeah.
I've found in the 5 years I've been married that it's easier just to explain it,
Right.
and it's, as opposed to just assuming the other person's going to figure it out.
Right. Yes. Or you get in trouble. You got
You get yelled
Yeah,
at. So
yeah.
it's like, then don't do that.
Right.
And just explain it.
I know. It's like Three's Companies.
But his character just doesn't, like, I don't know. It feels like his character hasn't learned anything from the first movie in this movie.
Right.
Like he's just still doing the same BS that he was
Yes.
doing in the first movie.
No, I agree.
Like all he does is he just basically uses the Freeman to get to where he wants to be.
And now he's there.
So it's like, okay, so you basically built this character up as the hero, but he's basically
He's going to become
just
the villain.
a dipshit.
Yeah.
Pardon my language. But
I've never seen.
it's kind of like,
I don't know anything beyond these two movies. I agree. You're not wrong in any of those critiques, Mark.
it just angered me because I was like watching the end of it and I'm like, oh, there's 3 hours I'll never get back in my life watching this terrible thing.
I think Dune 1 is the better out of both of
I mean,
them.
it looks nice.
I think Dune 2 looked fantastic.
It looks good. The action's cool,
Yeah.
but the storytelling's terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's the book issue or if it's the movie's issue.
well, it's
Because everyone talks about how great the books are.
it's adapting the book very
I
well.
mean, well, John Francia talks about how great the books are, but it's John Francia, so who knows?
Well,
if
there's
that's
a lot
actual.
of people, but like
I know, I'm just kidding.
So
But
I
don't know.
I can only compare it to the David Lynch version, and a lot of the beats. The David Lynch version, the book 2,
And
or
I've seen
Dune
that
2,
version. I've seen that version.
That
so it's
is
like,
basically a montage,
Yeah.
and then it ends.
yeah,
Where now I actually got to see it all play out.
yeah.
And I don't know what happens beyond it. And I'll see Dune 3. But I will say this. As someone who saw it when it first came out, and now we're a couple months removed from it, Dune 1 sat with me a lot longer. Like,
Yeah.
Dune 1, I really enjoyed the pacing. I enjoyed the way it looked. It was a different
Well, actually told a story.
told the story, yeah. I think Dune 2...
This one drags.
I come out of Dune 2, I thought it was great science fiction. I thought it looked great. I thought everything was awesome. But I'll say this. For me personally, the characters have not stuck with me at all. The motivations, like you say, it's kind of wonky. And
I don't know if it's also too, and I thought about this as I was watching it. I know the book came out before the movie Star Wars did.
yeah, Star Wars.
But I feel like
used
Star
Dune.
Wars did a better job of like the Jedi being able to just figure out things better than Dune did.
Well,
Because like Dune, he just is able to ride a sandworm.
no, they trained.
But they don't
We
like
saw
show any of that though.
Well, you saw them trying. Like,
But they
remember he
just
put the
kind of
thing
just
in?
show him just like, he just like says, I'm going to ride a sandworm. And then like
Well, he wants
a few
to.
minutes later, he's riding a sandworm.
Well, it was a montage of sandworms.
Yeah, but it's just like it doesn't like. There's a lot of that though. Like, oh, I want to stay away from the South, and then magically they just go and bomb the North, so he has to go south.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
you could have, I don't know if, again, don't know if that was the writing of the book or the writing of the movie, but it feels like there was a lot of just like, we need to get to a place. So we need to do these things to get to this place.
Right.
Instead of just like having a reasoning behind it. It was just like given like forced reasoning to get to these places.
It would just be like, let's do that thing, and then they just do it, and that's the end of it.
Like the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Too much forced storytelling.
Right.
Instead of just giving the actual, like telling the story and expecting the viewer to, like, they almost like feel like they can't give you the actual information because it's not interesting enough.
Yeah.
That they need to just do the things to get to where they need to get to.
Well, seeing is better than being told. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying, but like, if they'd, like the whole thing with him just figuring out like, oh, I drank the magical potion and now I know my family's history.
Yeah.
Would have been more intriguing if something happened where his mother had to tell him or someone else had to told him that that's how his story was.
Yeah.
And he had that reaction as opposed to just seeing it and not having any facial reaction whatsoever.
You know what? This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't think Timothée Chalamet is all that great.
I don't think he's a great actor at all. I think he's a terrible actor.
I've come to terms
He ruined
with
Wonka,
this.
which my sister despises me for saying this. He ruined the Wonka character for me. I'll never watch another Wonka movie ever again after watching that terrible movie that he did.
Well, you don't have to watch it.
I know Josh is back there right now going, oh my gosh,
But
Mariah's going to hate you
here's my
forever.
thing. Timothée Chalamet.
She loves that movie.
Timothée Chalamet, I've seen him in a lot of movies, and
You don't have to whisper like that. That was weird.
he's been in a lot of movies I've watched. I've watched the one with the peach, and I've seen Dune, and
He's
whatever.
in the one with Army Hammer.
That's the peach.
Oh, is that the
movie.
Peach movie? Oh, okay.
He's going to be, and my wife is a big Bob Dylan fan. He's playing Bob Dylan in a biopic,
Oh, that's going to be terrible.
and
I'll just say it right now. I'm not even going to like,
I
I haven't seen the trailer nor anything about it,
I know.
but I don't, yeah.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
Here's my thing. Okay.
Timothée
Chalamet to Bob Dylan, to me, is like Austin Butler to Elvis.
Yeah.
It was it was an okay movie. It wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
but like I was totally talking about this on Sunday when we were at the lunch thing for Claire's dad, talking to people about the movie. And I was like, I think I'm the only person who doesn't get the Austin Butler thing.
I don't get it either.
He literally just uses the same character everywhere. It's literally the same person.
When
like his character in Elvis, him being Elvis,
Yeah.
was the exact same. Like he did that World War II show on Apple TV Plus, the Band of Brothers thing.
Yeah.
It was literally the same character, just a different outfit, just different costume. And in this, Dune 2, basically the same character, just
Well,
with
he's-
makeup on. Like he
like-
didn't have any
And bald.
different facial expressions, didn't have any different inflection in his voice. It was just basically the same. Like I don't know if it's just his acting style,
Yeah.
but he doesn't like change at all.
Right,
Like there's no
right.
mannerism changes.
That's what I think about
like
Timothée
his walk's
Chalamet.
the same
He's
in
the
this.
same. He's the same
He walks the
person.
same in this as he did in Elvis, and it's the same as he did in another show.
Yeah.
Like his character doesn't like have any other like attributes that like he doesn't bring anything to the table to make the character look different.
Right.
Like Dave Bautista,
He does
even
things.
though he's a wrestler, like Drax, his walking and different mannerisms are different than this guy from Dune.
Dave Bautista.
Like he
can
shows
walk
like
circles
emotion
around these two. and
Like
a
he
half.
shows emotion
I'll say
in
that
it
right now.
and his character shows emotion. And this
Yeah.
guy, I know his character was supposed to be psychotic.
Yes.
Austin Butler's character was supposed to be this psychotic
Yeah, they're
guy
psychotic.
that like didn't have any emotions and killed his mother and everything. But like, okay, so then like he kills the guy in the gladiator pit,
Yep.
and then like goes and like argues with his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the most emotion range he shows in anything.
Right. Right.
Then at the end, he gets in the fight with Atreides.
He dies.
But like to me, it was like, how are you even captured in the first place? Like if you're like your brother, your whatever brother or whatever just walked away,
Yeah.
and he's out and he got out. Like why are you standing there hanging out? Like that was my other thing. Is like if he's such a crazed psychopath, how would you get captured? Why would you just let this guy go kill your uncle? Like why wouldn't you have just right there and then fought the guy?
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of that kind of storytelling. It was just like, well, this guy can't do this now. We have to wait.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, no,
'Cause
that's not how that
he's-
works.
he's psycho.
It's just like if you're a psychopath, his thought his like characters should have been in that throne room.
Yeah.
Should have just hacking and slashing every person in the area.
Yep.
And died there.
Yeah. I agree.
That'd have been a better death for him than dying in like a hand-on-hand combat thing.
Right.
As
But-
Christopher Walken's proxy.
That is from the book. Because
I know, but it's just like
in the Lynch movie.
That was just bad storytelling.
Sting plays Austin Butler's character.
Oh, well.
And he wears the tidy whities. Yeah.
But it was just like, it was a lot of that kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
To go back to it, I think like Timothée Chalamet is okay. He's an okay actor. He has not impressed me at this point. And
Poor man's Tom Holland.
yeah, I mean, even Tom Holland does different things.
Yes. It seems like he was only put in this movie because they couldn't get Tom Holland because Tom Holland to do Spider-Man.
No, I'll say this. I think they put Timothée Chalamet because he's the it guy. And I think they should have put someone that was a little bit more rugged, because when he goes up into Messiah, he looks the same. He looks like a kid.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty boy. Just
Right?
looks like he's in the desert this whole time.
They shouldn't.
He looks like he has no sand on him whatsoever.
They should not cast him for Messiah. There should be
Like
a new actor playing the character.
Like my first
Because he looks
thought
like a 5-year-old.
towards the end of the movie was, okay, you've been in this desert planet for this whole time,
Yeah.
and you have no suntan. How?
I mean, even like
They don't have sunscreen on whatever this
well, they're always wearing hoods and
Eric
stuff.
Kiss or whatever it is, but still, it's like you're gonna get in the sun. It's not like
Well,
like regular area sun.
I know,
it's
I
like
know.
if you come from a planet,
It's nitpicking.
it's
though.
like if
I mean, this is something we
I
could
go
do.
to Arizona
Yeah.
and visit Jonas's parents, which I hope to do one of these days. They live in Arizona. I'm gonna burn way quicker because I'm not used to that type of sun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And if that's the case, if you're from a different planet completely
Yeah.
that has a more temperate sun, and you come to this planet which has a harsher sun,
Yeah.
He also came from like a tropical planet too.
Yeah.
It's not even like a
yeah, so it's a
desert planet,
different.
it was a
I don't
tropical
know.
planet.
And like the same thing with like the.
He's got the same hair. He
Well,
sounds
I had the same
same
thought with like Dave Bautista's creatures. Like everyone else is wearing those big, huge like
The hoods, the robes.
like suits and everything to
Yeah.
be able to breathe on the planet and deal with the things and everything. And he's walking around with nothing. And he's totally fine.
Well, they all did because they're used to the atmosphere, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Never
I
explained.
can't
Like, why
remember
do the
that.
other guys have to wear these things and you're okay?
I can't remember.
Like the other guys are
No, they
vomiting.
have the nose thing.
Yeah, but the other guys are like vomiting and everything when they're getting on the planet because the way the
I think the
ozone-
atmosphere was thinner.
atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, they're used to it.
But
It's different.
his character is like totally fine.
Yeah. Well, he is the Messiah, Mark.
No, Dave Bautista's character. I'm
Oh,
saying.
David Bautista. I gotcha.
Like in this movie, in the second movie,
Yeah.
they like go hunting. They go to like attack them and kill them towards the end of the movie. Even Austin Butler character, who hasn't been on the planet at all,
Yeah.
he was on their home planet or whatever,
Yeah.
shows up and he just walks around the planet.
Oh,
He's
that's
walking around
true.
without a
You're
helmet
right.
or anything.
You're right. You're right.
Without any kind of breathing device. And Josh Brolin's character still walk around with a helmet when he gets out into the territory because of the sand and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so how come some people are okay
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good.
and some people
question.
don't have to wear helmets, but
I'm
some
sure
people do have to wear
Rocky will
helmets?
send us a comment about this.
All right.
Anyway, let's give this a review. I know.
Plot holes on plot holes.
I will say this: Dune 2. I still think it was very well done. Both movies. I think.
They look nice.
I think now I don't even think about the movie that much anymore. Like, so I don't think it really had a big effect on me as the first one. I'm still gonna see Dune 3, but there is not
Also,
much to grab onto.
Random thing.
Yeah,
Very awkward Lego set choice.
they made
The
a
Lego set was the flappy ship.
Mm.
Is what they put into a Lego set for Dune.
Should have been the worm.
That's what I was like, or something like that,
Should've
or
been
like
a
the ritual area where they had the water and everything, or
Yeah.
the battle scene at the end.
But the worm would have been really cool, like a
Yeah.
big worm and
Yeah.
like some. Oh, that would.
well, I
been
mean,
cool.
that'd have been turned into something probably.
Oh, Legos. Oh, gee, that's gonna hurt the old
Popcorn
Doinker-Doinker.
bins enough. Popcorn basket buckets enough.
All right, Mark. We have to move on.
Yes.
Because we got to wrap.
yes, we need
Yes.
to move on.
Sorry,
Let's.
it just a lot of it bothered me.
What's your final? Give us
6.8.
your final thought and your rating. Just jumped the gun.
That's
That's it?
I've thought about it as soon as I got done watching it.
6.8 is a
As soon as I got
weird-
done watching it, I was like, this movie was a 6.8.
All right.
It's a 68 in total. Like if I was grading it on a scale of 1 to
gotcha.
100, it's a 68.
So 6
Basically,
points.
it's almost a fail, but not.
It's almost a fail, but not a fail.
Well, not really.
It's like it's
because
good.
a 5 is good.
It was
a 5 is middle of the road.
Yes, it was enough to keep me interested,
Right.
and I sat through the whole thing. But it's one of those movies where if like as soon as I get done with the movie and I finish it and I'm like, well, there's 3 hours there's time in my life I'll never get back. That already knocks it down to a 7. Because that's what movies shouldn't do.
What?
But then it gets knocked down a little bit more because it was just like, you go into it and like the other thing they could have done at the very beginning of it, a little bit more of a recap of what happened in the first movie, and not just assume that everyone had just seen Dune right beforehand.
Yeah.
Because most people probably didn't go see Dune right beforehand.
It would have a good refresher. Would have been nice.
Like a little 5-minute thing, like in the last, or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I know that they have the part with Florence Pugh's character, like telling the little thing at the very beginning,
Yes.
which they never really, I don't know. I don't remember her
She wasn't
in the first one,
I
right?
don't think
Neither
so.
was Christopher Walken, was he?
No, I don't think so.
So
no, neither of them were in the first movie.
it kind of just gets dropped at the beginning of the movie, like, oh,
Yeah.
these people
Yeah.
have come up with this plan, and the Emperor's a thing.
Yes. Yes.
So that was another part that I was like, who the hell are these people? Why are they like?
I think next year we should.
It expects a lot.
We should revamp
of
our
the,
rating system.
of the viewer. That's what it is.
Mark. I know it does.
Yeah.
I agree. I think next year we should revamp our rating system.
Okay.
But just a reminder, a 5 is middle of the road.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
yeah.
just say
No, I know.
It would just say it was good.
Yeah.
That's a 5 to me.
Yeah.
Anything above 5 is going towards a better direction. Anything below
Yeah.
5 is
No,
a
it
bad
wasn't
direction.
terrible.
Okay.
It just there's a lot of little things annoying about it.
I get you. I will say this.
It looked nice.
I'm glad we could talk
The
about
action
it
was
now.
fun.
Yeah, it was. It was.
The action was cool.
The
Some
CG
point,
was
sometimes the
amazing.
action didn't make any sense why it was happening, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they just magically figured out how to defeat everybody in like 10 seconds was a little bit annoying, but
All right. Let me give my final thought.
it was like last night on Raw. You'll
Mark!
see this
Mark,
really
come
quick.
on, we got it. Do it.
It's gonna transition into what we're gonna talk about next.
I still have to get the rating. My rating.
I know,
now.
but the ending of this movie is very similar to last night's Raw. It
Okay.
felt like they needed to get it done because they were running out of time.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we have like a real cutoff that if we don't get out at a certain time,
Yeah.
we're gonna miss something.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Okay.
You'll
Got it.
see that when you watch
I'll
Raw.
watch Raw tomorrow morning or tomorrow.
And you'd be
night.
like, oh, now that makes sense.
All right. So Dune 2, real quick. I saw it at the beginning of the year. I walked out of it. I really enjoyed
It's
it.
from last year.
Dune 2 came out this year.
23 it said in the max.
I was wrong. Came out at the beginning of the year. Came out in February or March. Raising Cane just opened because I drove by. I got Raising Cane. I drove by and the place was mobbed. Dune 2 came out this year, Mark. Beginning
All
of
right,
this year.
I'm saying it says 2023 on the thing.
Well, it could have. It got
Came out
pushed.
March 1st, 2024. Maybe that's why it was pushed.
It was supposed to
from
come out last
2023.
year.
That's why.
Yeah. All right, Dune 2. For me, of course, I'm going to see Dune 3, of course, but I think that the characters and whatnot haven't dragged me in personally, but I still believe it's really good science fiction. I still think it's fantastic, like, special effects. I think, like you said, Mark, you're not wrong. I think the storytelling can be a little bit better. I'm hoping Messiah can fix all that. But also my big thing, and this is something I personally come to terms with, I think I'm over Timothy Chalamet. I need to see him actually act, like do something beyond just playing Timothy Chalamet. His hair's literally the same. He acts the same. He's just the same guy in every movie. I really hope they recast him in the next one because I don't, unless he beefs up and becomes an opposing figure, it's just going to look like a teenager as the Messiah. He still doesn't, he's just the way he is. And there's nothing you can do about that other than to recast him, which I think they should. But I will say Dune 2, I just saw this. I would have said it was a 10, but I give it an 8. I feel like an 8
Wow.
is fair.
Wow. You liked it better than I did.
Yeah.
Dune was supposed to come out in November of 23.
That's why it said 23 and everything.
I mean, I still enjoyed it, but I'm also looking back going, man, the movie hasn't, like, I don't think about it. It's always, for me, if it's a movie I'm not thinking about once in a while.
It didn't make me want to see another one.
Yeah, I'm interested, but I'm not
I wasn't like in a rush to see it this time.
Right.
Like it's on the Max, so I
It's
got
on
to
the
see it
Max.
for free. So cool. But like I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait for Dune 3 to come out.
Well, we give it our rating.
Yeah.
I'm glad you saw it, and then
Yeah.
next week we'll talk about Furioso.
Yes.
Okay, we have to move on to King of the Ring, but before we move in, I'm going to make this super short. The tickets already sold out, and I was talking to my brother when I
Yes.
took him out when I saw him for his 40th.
Yes. Happy 40th, Tony.
So, this is something we got to go to in
Okay.
Thompsonville at the Polish Deli upstairs.
Oh, Blitzkrieg Pro. Yeah.
Blitzkrieg Pro. They have a luau happening June 29th.
Yeah.
It's the day before the East of the River show.
Yeah.
It's already sold out?
It's already sold out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was talking to Tony about it. And
Might open up more tickets.
well, unfortunately, I might have to be
Graduation or something?
no, Allison has something we might have to do that
Oh, okay.
night. Because I was just like, man, but
They do one once a month.
yes, I want to go to the one in maybe like
They don't always do them at there, though. They like bounce between there
because they're
and
part of
East
Pioneer
Hampton.
Valley.
No, it's the same company, but they
No,
do
but
it
that's what
at
you they like bounce.
well,
they
anyway,
move them around.
I would love to go to one.
Yeah.
This one
I
sold.
know the guy who runs it.
Okay,
He
this
used to
one,
do a show here.
this one sold out.
Yes. Turn your mic off, Josh.
I was showing Tony, Paul Walter Hauser
Yes.
is going to be there. You know
Yes.
who that is?
Yeah.
From Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Fantastic Four.
He was in the
He's in I, Tonya.
the Olympic movie.
Yes.
The bombing movie.
He's wrestling with Paul London
Yes.
of WWE fame.
Yes.
He was also in AEW.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I told Tony that, and Anthony's like, Paul London's going to be there? And
Yeah,
I'm
they usually have like a former WWE guy or someone who recently was released like at their shows.
Yeah. So this
That's
is
how we met Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, so I met Cody Rhodes as Blitzkrieg Pro.
Really?
At Fermi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You told me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was ring security.
this is something we got to go to. The tickets were only $27.
Yeah.
For just general audience.
Yeah. Dupre
Yeah, if
used
we
to be
know
involved in
beforehand,
it.
Brian, we should definitely all go.
Yeah, Dupre used
Yeah.
to be involved in it. He used to help out with the ring crew and everything, and John James is attached to it
Especially
too.
now that we don't have go-karts, we have weekends free.
Yeah.
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 Because I was looking at the tickets for this and it says sold out, and I was like, darn it.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
I've heard rumors that 2025 SummerSlam.
Oh, we know the SummerSlam.
Now we know 26 is in Minnesota. It's a 2-day one.
Yeah.
They haven't announced where the 2025 one is. Rumors are Pittsburgh, but next PLE that happens to be in the area, I think that'd be something we should check out too.
Why? What's the next PLE?
Well, like any PLE that happens to be in the area,
Oh, yeah.
like in the New England area.
Gotcha. I agree. And I still want to do like a Raw or SmackDown
Yeah.
in the air.
I mean, the real thing would be to do a WrestleMania.
That
I
would
said to Claire, we were
That'd be
watching
intense.
we were watching King of the Ring last night. I said this to Claire. I turned to her and I go,
I would go.
"Oh no." She's like, "What?" She's like, "I just had the thought. One of these days, Brian will turn to you like, you know what I want to do? You know what we should do?" I'm gonna be like, "What, Brian?" He's like, "We should go to WrestleMania."
We should, but it's got to be close.
Yeah,
It's got to be close.
yeah.
Well,
And I'm like,
the last
"Oh,
one was Philly, and
That was the closest.
I know a bunch of people that went too.
oh, man."
That
They only
would be-
went for one day.
I would go for one day because I would want to watch the rest on TV because that's where all the action is. But
Yeah.
like to go for one,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool. Tony told me he went to one in Rhode Island, him and his buddies, and he's like the tickets were super cheap. They went to
well, they have like the house shows. They have them at Springfield at the Mass Mutual Center all the time.
they went to a WWF, WWE,
Yeah.
like it was like one of the big events. But
Yeah.
he said they drove there, they got in fairly cheap, and
Yeah.
then they were yelling at the wrestlers. And
Yeah.
he said one of them, his buddy, swore at one of them.
Yeah.
And he looked at him, and
Yeah.
he went, ooh, he
Yeah.
sunk down.
Yeah, probably house show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, Paul Walter Hauser is wrestling.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
He's a wrestler now.
Well, he's an actor.
Yeah.
But he does this on the DL. You don't hear him talk about this. This is not nothing.
He actually does talk about it all the time on his Instagram and stuff.
Well, I'm not on
Yeah,
Instagram. I'm not a.
He's
He
like really
also-
into it.
He had his Emmy or something on
Yeah.
AEW.
Yeah, like he brought it on to like wrestling shows
Really?
and stuff.
Yeah.
He goes around with it and
That's
stuff.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, I just
Yeah.
wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
I would love to go because it's right in town.
Yes.
How cool
Right at
is
the Polish
that?
Deli.
Yes, it's
Up
right
on the second
upstairs.
floor, yeah.
There's videos.
Yeah.
Me and Tony watched some videos.
I've been to many of those back in the day. I used to go to them all the time.
Oh man, we gotta go.
I used to
help
go
with
and help them out
photography.
with like production stuff and help downstairs and getting stuff
I used to do
organized.
photography for them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I did some Instagram stuff for them.
Oh, nice.
We did stuff for them back in the day when they first started out. I was helping out. Then life happened and I just never had a chance to.
Yeah,
And
well.
COVID and all that, so I didn't really get back into it. But
Yeah.
and I could probably get us like into doing it. Like we should do a show there. Like interview some of the wrestlers or
Yeah,
something.
because
That'd be
they
pretty cool.
do like a con style setup beforehand for some.
Yeah.
Where you can get like picture signed and stuff.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
VIP
So-
where you can get signs.
Well, I can
things
talk. I
signed and
can.
stuff.
I'll
This
make
is
a
also
couple phone
this is
calls.
also like the first time they've been there since
A
new
while.
management took over.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
it was up for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I got something that night, which stinks.
Yeah.
But I would
In
love
the
to go
future,
to the
though.
next
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have.
Yeah,
to
they used
move-
to do them at Mount Carmel outside during the summertime.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. All right, we shall move on.
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
Yes.
To our
King and Queen of the Ring.
now, I will say
Blitzkrieg Pro.
this
Your mic is on.
your mic is on.
Sorry.
This PLE was unpredictable.
It was not like the usual one
No.
of these, where they're usually just kind of like glorified house shows.
This was a good show.
Yes.
And I have things to say about some of these matches, but I'm going to save them when we get to them.
I will say, if like we talked about this before the show, I might have said it during the show. I can't remember. It's been so long we've been talking. If we had known what the actual matches would have been
The
for
week,
the
yes.
finals,
We talked. Yeah,
I
said
would've
that. We would have done a lot
different better. Yeah, we would have
Yes.
done better because we did not do very well at all. We
No.
got none of, like, I got none of the king or queen things correct whatsoever.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go through all the like happenings of it because you can check that out online.
Well, let's go through each match. And I have things we
have to
can
go through
talk.
each match
we
individually,
can
but-
review each
yeah.
match.
For the men's match, it was Gunther and Randy Orton, 1-on-1
Okay.
for the King of the Ring.
Is that what we're starting with?
Yeah, that's at the top of our list. Oh, we
Okay.
also we did decide to during the weekend. On Friday, they announced the pre-show match was Bianca and Jade versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
We decided we were going to do that one. We all picked Bianca and Jade
Thank
to win.
God it gave us some
And
points.
Bianca and Jade actually did win.
Yeah.
So we all got two
points.
points for that.
But let's start.
off the go.
Let's
So,
stop for the top. Like men's Raw, we had to do the Raw bracket, which we say Gunther versus Jay
Uso and I picked Jay. You picked Jay. Josh picked Jay. We all were incorrect. It was Gunther.
And that match, it was yet again Gunther was taking people out not by a count out, but it was a whatchamacallit, like
Tap out.
Tap out.
Yes.
So that match, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And honestly, seeing that, I would have probably went the correct way. But
Yes.
man, that was a really very great match between the
Yes.
both of
Well,
them.
we all
Yeah.
got roped into the thought process of them going bloodline heavy. And they went the complete opposite.
Yes.
Because on SmackDown, it was Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga, and Randy Orton won.
Yes.
So,
And man,
which none of us picked that either.
no.
We all thought Toma was going to win.
Right.
We're all going very into the bloodline going to take over the world
Yeah,
story.
I think that was the main killer.
But there's holding that for some reason. Then on Raw, it was Lyra Valkyria against Io Sky for the women's final on that side.
I got that right.
You got that correct. And Josh got that correct as well. So you both picked Lyra.
We got a point there.
I went with Io. I thought it was more important for her to win it, but she didn't.
Eh.
but
And now they're kind of like just floating her in space. So
But
who knows
with-
what's going to happen there.
Lyra right now, I think, is in a position that they're setting her up, and I honestly like the outcome of this because I think it's like you're new, you're cocky, you think you could do it, but you're up against someone that's way more powerful than you.
See, I think that's the issue with the storytelling of the Lyra Valkyria story, is that they're doing that story with her, and then in turn they're doing the Ilya Dragunov story where he lost in the tournament.
But
And then with Braun Breaker,
yep,
they're telling him they didn't want to put him in the tournament because he's too new.
the guy's insane.
It's like,
no, but
it makes no sense.
but they also are
Yeah,
doing.
no, but there's three different things going on.
There's three
It's
different
like
stories with three
you
different
have-
new people. It's like it's
Just the
either
you're
Braun
thinking of
Breaker
him.
one.
What's
it's either
who's
Braun Breaker, the new guy that just came in. He
The-
was drafted.
he's the
The
one
guy
that
that spears
wrestled.
everybody.
He wrestled Cody.
No,
Who's the guy that wrestled Cody? He's the new guy on SmackDown.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. There,
Yes.
he's
Not talking about him.
but he's new too.
Yes.
And they did that with
And he
him.
was in the tournament as well.
I think
So that's my thing. It's
It's
like
the-
you can't use the story of Braun Breaker saying you're too new. We didn't want to throw you into the King of the Ring tournament.
But he's
When you
nuts.
put Ilya Dragunov and you put Carmelo Hayes into the tournament. So that makes no sense.
but I think
So that
with-
storyline makes no sense
it does,
whatsoever.
it does though. But the way he took down that guy from The Bachelor or whatever that guy, dude, he just speared him.
Then he threw Ricochet around.
Yes.
More of it happens on Monday Night
Oh
Raw,
my
so
God.
to explain more.
The guy's
but they keep
nuts.
leading into this story. I will say that about Monday Night last
All
night.
right.
They do. Paige still keeps saying that.
Okay.
Adam Page still keeps saying that. Like, oh, we don't. And Braun keeps saying it. Like, why wasn't I in King of the Ring? And then Adam Page
Maybe
does the
it's
thing.
his actions.
But it
'Cause he's
but
cuckoo
no,
for
but it's
Cocoa
like
Puffs.
then just put him in the tournament and have him lose in the tournament, and then give him a reason to be angry. Like,
he
don't give him
was-
the reason to be angry of him being too new. You didn't want to put him in the
I
tournament.
feel like they're building something there.
It just makes no sense.
They're building
It just tells. It's not.
It is a
good story.
weird storyline to be like.
It's not a
"You're
good
new."
story. It's not a good story. at all.
I'm not ready to like. He's like. I'm not.
Oh,
not-
I'm ready to say it's a bad story.
Okay,
So, anyways,
all right.
moving on to the women's SmackDown final, we had Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax won. Brian picked that one correct, so he had both finalists correct.
Yeah.
Josh and I both picked Bianca. So Brian was going into the weekend with his actual picks in place.
2 out of the 4.
Well, of the women's. I'm
Yeah, the
saying.
woman.
Yeah.
Nia Jax has been on a tear,
Yes.
and I was just like, there's just something.
I just don't like Nia Jax.
Oh,
and
wait.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Hey, can I say something? I don't like her either, but I think she's really like when it comes to wrestling, she's fantastic heel and a great. It's very entertaining.
I
Yeah,
think she's.
but she hurts people. That's
yes.
the main problem.
I think she's
understand.
She's
okay.
hurt too many people.
That was my thing, and I said that to Claire as we were about to watch the Lyra Valkyria match. I'm like, here's where Lyra's career ends.
Yeah. Here's where she gets killed.
Now, I want to say something. This is not being
Because there was a
rude.
couple moves in the match
Yes.
where I was like, and here's where Lyra gets killed.
Oh yeah, Nia was throwing her around like a rag doll.
Because Nia just doesn't know how to handle her weight.
But hold on, I got something to say. There was a new movie that came out this weekend on Netflix with Jennifer Lopez.
What's the same hairstyle?
Every time I saw the poster,
Yes.
I kept going.
In the
Why is
spaceship-
Nia?
the spaceship
Why
thing?
is Nia Jackson?
This
That's the
movie?
one where she's in the robot, right?
The
She's in
robot
the
looks like in a
suit.
mech or something?
It's called Atlanta. Or
It's called I Will Not Watch It.
yeah.
That's called.
And
that's
I was
what
like,
it's
why
called.
is Nia Jackson a movie?
Yeah. So, anyways, so it was Gunther versus Randy Orton. Gunther won. None
That-
of us had picked that, so we didn't get any points. for
No,
that.
we didn't. But that intro, when he walked out, when Randy Orton walked out, like that was one of the longest entrances.
I've never seen him walk so slow.
Oh my god, he walked out.
I was like,
for
I
the
thought he was
whole
gonna.
song?
I was like,
What is
we
going
got
on?
time? We're trying to fill time here. What the heck?
I really thought Randy Orton had it though. I
Yeah.
really thought he had it.
Well, and then on the women's side, it was Lyra Valkyria, which we talked about, and Nia Jax. And Nia Jax won.
Yes.
Because she needs the match for some reason.
Well, so that's
it's like, okay, so now we're just basically like, I don't know what they're doing with Bailey. I don't understand the whole, like, not talking about your champion whatsoever or putting her in anything or having her do anything at all.
Oh, no.
Like, she
Oh,
just
she's
has the
hurt.
belt.
She-
no,
no,
she
Bailey,
has,
had,
Bailey isn't
wrist-
hurt. No.
she's not hurt.
No, that was Bailey
she has
isn't
the
hurt.
thing on her wrist.
Yeah, but she's
No.
not like that kind of hurt.
Oh, you know what though? She's gonna be wrestling. Isn't Bailey gonna be going up against? No, Morgan.
That's Becky Lynch. Yeah, tell me who Bailey's fighting right now. What's Bailey's story?
She hasn't even been on a poster.
She hasn't been a poster at all.
I
She
feel
was
like
never on WrestleMania, never on
like
anything.
She got something because she had a
But
wrist.
she's not even being talked about. Not even in a thing.
No, she showed up.
But she wasn't on She wasn't on King of the Ring.
No, but
There was
she
no
showed
match
up,
for her.
She showed up on Friday night between matches. She
Yeah,
walked out.
She just walked out. But I mean, there's no
talked, but
she's not doing.
I
anything.
agree with you. I agree.
There's
with
no
you.
storyline for her whatsoever.
But I'm thinking she really is hurt on her arm or something.
Well, but then take the belt off and give it to somebody else. They did that.
No,
with
but I
Rhea.
feel like it's like probably
They
just
did the
something.
Rhea.
Well, they did her dirty. I think, obviously.
But make sure that annoying woman gets her revenge tour that no one cares about.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, moving on. Intercontinental Championship. It was Sami Zayn up against Chad Gable up against Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn pulled it
I
out.
missed that.
Who would have thought
I
Sami
should've went
Zayn
with
would have
Sami.
pulled it? Brian thought Chad Gable for some reason.
You know
was gonna
why?
win.
I knew I was wrong the moment I watched the match on was it SmackDown?
Yeah.
And Chad Gable had his goons all take hits.
On Raw.
Was it Raw?
Yeah.
They all took hits.
Yeah.
And against Sammy and was it Otis?
Yeah.
He did it. And then everybody booed him, and then he apologized.
Yeah.
To Sammy's, I'm sorry.
Last
And-
night got weird, just so you know. So when you watch
with Otis,
Raw, you'll be like,
I feel-
okay,
I like Otis.
this story is getting awkward.
I like
It
Otis.
got weird.
It got weird really quick.
All right.
And I don't know why put Bronson Reed in this.
Yeah,
What was the point?
I don't know.
It's
Just-
because you don't want to pin Chad, but then you're pinning like a big guy that easily could squash both these guys.
Right.
And the way it ended was kind of
Wait, was it Sammy who who took all two of them?
yeah.
That was an
That
awesome.
was Chad that did
that was
that,
Chad.
the back
That was
suplex.
an awesome move.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is just to show off these guys are strong. But it's like we
that
know they're
was some
strong.
good stuff.
But like we're
was a
throwing
good match, though.
Bronson into this for some reason.
Right. It was still a fun match.
Yeah.
I you know what? It was a great match.
Yeah.
Even though I was wrong.
the worst story in wrestling right now in the Women's World Championship match, Becky Lynch up against Liv Morgan. And for some dumb reason, Liv Morgan won. And I'm going to tell you the reason in just a second. I picked Becky. We all picked Becky, I think.
Right.
So we all lost.
They did Becky dirty.
The reason why they had Becky lose is, come to find out, Becky's contract is up at the end of this month.
Well, I know. She talked about
And
that.
she has
on
not signed
the
it
show.
yet. Her new contract.
There you go.
Which will give you a tip on how Monday Night Raw ends. Because her contract still is not signed as of right now.
Here's the thing.
But the way they did it to her, I think was lame. And involving that terrible acting Dominic Mysterio, who can't act his way out of a paper bag,
So Dominic showed up during this
who
match.
has no
It
facial
was
expressions.
awful.
I know.
He has no facial expressions. He's a one-armed bandit.
Yes.
Because he can't do anything.
He can't do anything right now.
So he kind of just like fumbles around with like an arm.
Yes.
And like he just like, and I said to Claire, she's like, why is she looking off the side like that? Oh, I'm like, Dominic's there. She's like, what are you talking about? And then they showed Dominic, and she's like,
Are you talking about the match? the
what's
big
going
one?
on? I'm like, yeah, he showed up late. He probably got held up in traffic or something because he got stuck in the way getting there. He's like stumbling over the thing to get into
Are you talking
the,
about Monday Night Raw?
No, on King of the Ring.
Oh.
They show him he's like stumbling into like the crown
Yeah.
podium and
Yeah.
he's like kind of just like roaming around aimlessly.
I don't
Like it
understand.
has no story.
honestly-
Like
He
honestly,
threw the
like, I
chair in
understand-
there.
He looked drunk.
I understand what
He
they're
looked drunk.
Yeah, I understand what they're these new thing they're doing where they have like behind the actual screen that you're watching, like things happening
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
have to like
yeah.
look behind what's going on the screen so you can see like people conversating with each other.
Yeah.
Like they've had that with like her and Dominic like leaving the room at the same time.
Right,
Or different
right, right.
times.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
her talking to Dominic like down the end of a hallway that you
Yes.
see an interview happening in.
But
and
I mean,
stuff like that.
background action is
That's
different
cool,
than what
but
this is
actually
going on.
give us the story.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
what's
don't
going
just
on.
go into this. And then what you'll see in the end of Raw, I don't know if they'll show it because it got cut off on the actual
I'll
broadcast
get
last
it,
night.
Hopefully.
Well, no, at the end of the actual broadcast last night, they cut off they had to cut off because they overran.
Oh.
In the actual big time news, which is on the WWE website, which I'm sure you've seen it,
No, I haven't looked.
Oh.
Don't tell me.
happens. And it's like,
Here.
breaks the story wide open.
Okay.
But it's like,
But yeah, it goes
how
on
did we
for
get
about
there?
like 3 minutes.
There's
at
like
the end of
no reason for that to happen.
Right. Right.
There's been no impetus
right.
for this to happen.
Yeah.
And for him to just be out there like trying to beat Liv Morgan makes no sense. Like, why would he be trying to
Help Becky.
Help
because
Becky.
he threw Becky the chair.
get Liv Morgan to lose?
I know.
It's
made no sense.
very clunky storytelling.
And I was like, okay, first of all, Becky Lynch just got the belt. Why?
well,
are
because
we
her
doing
contract's up.
I
And the only reason why
understand.
she got the belt was because Rhea got hurt.
I
And they needed
understand.
somebody to put it on.
Well, just
And they need to put somebody on to get the belt to live.
right.
But they can't have her just win it in the Royal Rumble in that, like,
Because Rhea really got hurt.
Yeah, so Rhea
you
really got
can't-
hurt, so they
you
can't, like,
tell
have
that
her beat
story
Rhea.
anymore. I know.
But
So they
also
gotta
the
wait.
Battle Royal would have made sense for her.
yeah.
Her winning the Battle Royal wouldn't have made
Listen,
any
Any
sense
sense.
at all.
I get
Yeah.
all of this now that I watch this.
Yeah.
I
So it's just like-
understand why where we are. What I understand is
It's a lot of MacGuffin storytelling. And you'll see that on Monday Night Raw, too. There's a lot of MacGuffin storytelling to
I
get
know.
Liv to keep the belt.
right. I understand.
They don't want to beat Becky clean. Because
Becky
like,
was-
there's no way Liv's character at this point should be beating Becky clean.
No.
So they have to do this.
Yes.
Whatever.
I thought yet again they did Becky dirty.
Yeah.
First match out and she loses the belt. I
Yes.
obviously I want to see where the story's going to go with Liv.
Yes.
I'm invested, but man, I wanted Becky to keep the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
Yeah. it was
So to
very
end the
sad.
night, we had Brian's favorite wrestler, Logan Paul, going up against champion Cody Rhodes. And of course, Cody won
Yes.
because it's Cody Rhodes wrestling Logan Paul.
Here's what I'll say
Like,
about
why
this.
would you put a belt on Logan Paul when
Well,
he already has one?
Here's what I'll say about this match. I will say this, and a lot of people on the
But
WWE.
the thing is, really quick, the thing with SmackDown, the night before the
Yeah.
show, when they did the whole,
The-
or
the
when they did the whole
contract signing.
contract thing,
yeah,
and they basically took the option away of Cody winning
he can't
Logan's
have two
belt.
belts. Right. Yeah.
Then you're basically like just telling everybody Cody's going to win this match because
Yes.
there's no reason for us to put the belt on Logan
Well,
and take the belt away from Cody at
the
this
way
point.
things went.
No, what I'm
never
saying
knows,
at this
but-
point,
Right.
that story, that makes no sense.
No.
So it was like,
No.
okay, here's just a fun exhibition match you're going to get to see and then watch Cody win at the
But
end.
I will say this: that was a fantastic match. Like it was really well done. Now, my favorite part of that match, even though I don't like Logan Paul as a person, when they had the drone shot when he stood on the third rope and he
Oh, yeah,
spit
that
out
was
the
cool.
prime.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can replace that person, but the way it
Yeah.
was filmed and done
Yes.
was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like
Well, that's just
cinematic.
good.
It was
That's just
really
good
well.
video.
Yeah.
That's just good production. Right
I
there.
will say this: even in the WWE Reddit board, that match was talked about, and everybody literally
Yes.
said the same thing.
The only issue I had with
don't
that
like
match-
Logan Paul, but he did a great job.
He's
with the
athletic,
match.
so of course he's going to be good at like the wrestling stuff. So he's good at that.
And
His character is just terrible.
yes, but
and written bad,
the
and he's not good at acting.
the best part,
But-
the best part
But
was
the better thing to end that match, instead of having random Saudi Arabian comedian guy,
well, he's like he was at
who
the
I have
last
no idea
one.
who that is.
Yeah, but we don't. But they do.
Yeah, but I'm saying have that
Yes.
guy be the guy that intervenes. It would have been way better story wise if that was LA Knight.
Yeah.
If LA
but-
Knight had cost Logan Paul the belt, you've now set up that story of LA Knight is now the antagonist against
Yeah.
Logan Paul.
Because
And the
you
pop,
lose any story.
a
You
pop,
lose any story.
you'll pop for LA Knight doing that as opposed to random Saudi Arabian guy doing that.
Yeah.
Pays off in the building, but doesn't pay off
Well,
storyline.
also,
wise.
Yeah.
you could have had both of them. You could have had LA Knight, like the guy got LA Knight into the building somehow.
Or
Well,
LA Knight
or-
could have done that and then had that other guy do something else. That's all I'm saying.
But hold on, Mark and Josh. One of the best lines of the night. You wouldn't have got the line. Logan, the comedian grabs Logan Paul's foot, starts
Oh, yeah,
pulling
yeah.
him. He
He
turns
goes,
around.
"Who are
and goes,
you?"
Who the hell are you?
And Cody pulls him and goes,
I'm
Cody Rhodes,
bitch.
bitch.
Yeah.
And then gives him 3
that
crossroads.
3 crossroads in a
Yes.
row.
Yeah.
And seeing Logan Paul pull that on Cody Rhodes was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah.
It was a great match. I really can't. After watching that, I don't like Logan Paul, but man, I was entertained. And that moment,
He's a good heel.
that was a great moment
Yeah.
when he's like, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch."
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like,
He's a great heel, but that's about it.
yes. Listen, I can give props where props go, even if I don't like somebody. I don't like him, but I was entertained.
Oh, like I said,
I
he's
was
a great
entertained.
athlete
Yeah.
and he's a great professional wrestler.
I will say
But-
the shots were on point. They both did a fantastic job
Yeah.
wrestling each other. They made it very entertaining. Like, even though we know the brass knuckles were going to come out, Well, they did. We
Yeah.
all knew that was going to happen. It was predictable, but I was entertained.
Yeah. So overall, you and Josh tied with 7 points. I had 6 points. And in the grand overall standings,
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 points.
how do you get 8 points?
Well, the women's tag team is 2. Cody's 2.
4
And then is it the Nia Jax?
is 1.
Oh, that's 1. I apologize.
Yeah. And
So-
Leia Valkyrie's 1.
If you got the winner of the King and Queen,
One.
you got
So
an
that's
extra
6.
bonus.
No, was it?
you're right. You're
that
right.
was 2
2,
points. Queen in the
4,
Ring was 2.
6 and then 8.
So
you
I got 8.
points.
No, yeah,
There you go.
yeah, because Brian should have got at least 2 for
Yes,
her winning.
yes. So there you go.
You got
so now
5
you're,
if you got both.
Yeah.
All right. So you're at 28. All right. Okay.
All right. So what are we? So who got them out of this match?
So-
I
What
think
were the
you won,
points?
Brian.
So you got 8. Josh got 7. I got 6. So you won
Wow.
the show. In the overall standings, I am pulling up the rear right now with 26 points. You are in second with 28 points.
Wow.
And still in the lead with 29 points
Josh.
is Josh.
Wow. You know what though? We have kind of rotated because the first match, I think me and Josh tied for first, if I'm not mistaken. We're both.
You and I have been fighting a lot.
and
Mark
then
has
last
been-
one, Mark.
I'm overthinking is what it
Yeah,
boils down
I
to.
think Mark's problem is he overthinks.
But hey, I'll say this: we had a week.
I pick into what I think the storyline should be instead of thinking about what the storyline is or what it would make sense
But
for it
Mark,
to be.
we
I'm
also
thinking this makes way more sense to do it this way than they're just doing it whatever they want to do.
We also didn't see Raw and SmackDown.
No, I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
That's like I
on
went.
these.
Brian and I definitely went Bloodline heavy,
Yeah.
thinking that was going to happen, and it seems like WWE went, no, we're building for future stuff. Especially now that they announced that the King and Queen winner get
Is
a
that
shot at the
SummerSlam?
title.
Yes, shot at
Yeah.
the title. So now we're
That's
gonna
SummerSlam,
have.
so that's 2
It's in August.
shows away,
We're gonna have Nia Jax versus Morgan.
possibly.
Well, if Morgan still has a belt,
Yeah.
and if Nia
Yeah, it
Jax
has
is,
to, you would have to, because what was it? Whoever won, it goes for with it, whatever show they're on.
Yes. So
So-
Nia would be up against Bailey.
oh,
Yeah, Nia, because
'Cause she's on SmackDown.
Oh,
she's
you're right.
SmackDown, so
I was thinking they were going to go up for the champ.
No.
no.
They each have their
It's
own
with
champion on the
whatever
women's
show
side.
they're on.
Oh,
Yes.
they
So
would go for
Gunther's up
that
against
belt.
Sammy.
oh,
Or, yeah, no, he'll up against Damian Priest, technically, as of right now.
okay.
But could end up being Drew.
Well, I thought Sammy has a belt.
No,
It-
he's
no,
up against
it's
the
whoever
world
has
champion.
the-
World champion.
World
Gotcha.
champion
I got
of
you.
the show.
Yes.
Now, I did like the show a lot. I think, obviously there's some storylines. I think the great thing about wrestling is there's so many cool storylines happening. You don't have to like them all, and I think that's what's so much fun about
You
this.
also need to disconnect yourself from where it's actually happening, too. So that's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't care about if it was in Saudi Arabia.
No, I'm just saying. It's yes.
I think also it was crazy to watch the females wrestle in those bodysuits. They must have been hotter than all hell.
Oh, yeah.
They'll look great, but
Yeah.
man, I can't even imagine the baby powder and stuff you got to
Yeah.
put in with it because you're probably just sweating.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. But of course, I was upset that Becky Lynch lost the belt. I was like,
Yes.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Of course, but I am still invested to see Liv Morgan lose it to somebody.
Yeah.
So,
or just
I
be
heard the
annoying,
door.
But, yeah. So
Anyway,
So that's all that's happened this week. We'll be back next week. We're sorry we went a little bit longer than usual, but we'll wrap it up really quickly with a be safe, be well, be kind.
and rewind. See you next week where we talk Furioso.
Yes, and so much more. Bye, everybody. Night, Rocky.
Good night, Rocky. Good night, Josh.